too bright. Okay. Alright. Okay. Sugar, the Authentic Empress. How are you guys doing today? So, just gonna get straight to the point, right? So, you guys see the caption. So it's talking about the first being last and the last being first, right? And the way we're going to see this, or what this is going to look like, is going to look like visible upgrades or visible downgrades, right? Um, like for example, let's say relationships, right? So let's say a person who was karmic, they were actually, dating a divine person, like a divine masculine or divine feminine, right? Um, so what's going to happen now, rightfully so, and with the assistance of the energy of 2022, so you're going to see karmic soulmates dating karmic soulmates. Like karmics are going to be dating karmics. And we're going to see the divine masculines and divine feminines actually coming together, or their relationships strengthening, their relationships being restored, being renewed, right, being refreshed, right, expanding, a lot of expansion, in their personal families, right? So this music is distracting. Echo off. All right. Other messages. Okay, so there's an energy of trying to put people in like anxiety or worry, discomfort, discontentment, sadness, uh, just like the lower energies of like your sacral chakra, right? So tampering with the solar plexus, the sacral chakra, and the heart chakra. So you could be feeling this or experiencing this at this time. And the best way for you to get through this or get yourself through this is with honesty, right? With authenticity, with being transparent with yourself. And even taking, a step to being transparent with others, just, in a sense of building your courage, right? It's not a matter of you, doing it for people's approval or acceptance, but it's basically this process of you strengthening your your courage and your self-love, right? Like I'm okay with being me, however I am at any time. This is who I am. Really practicing psychological freedom, right? Psychological freedom. Mental prisons. Showing up one way or having like a version of yourself for a display, or relying on different aspects of yourself, like your personality or whatever, just to get you through. But feeling like you're not really being true to yourself altogether, right? A lot of this energy is being projected. It's not even yours. It's not even yours. So they're saying to, explore other perceptions of this, the way that you're perceiving this. You're doing the right thing by sitting with yourself, acknowledging it, right? Yo, what the hell? Like, Okay, there's like this energy around invitations here. But what I first heard was invitations, um, invitations to entertain certain ideas or perceptions of self, right? Or concepts. Like these are invitations that, you can decline, right? So they're telling you to review these invitations, these spiritual invitations, these emotional invitations, right? Because it's inviting you, to be a part of something, to take part of, to participate in something, right? So these invitations. I wonder when the next retrograde is, because I've been feeling this these past few days, like retrograde like energy, but I haven't really been hearing anybody talking about the retrograde or the next retrograde, and I didn't even like listen to myself when I was like, you know what, I should probably look up when the retrograde is, because for some reason I was just picking up that energy, right? Okay, so another thing that was going to be visible too, like an example of visible upgrades. So I already mentioned like relationship strengthening. Like there could have been some partnerships or some divine partnerships, right? Divine soulmates, where you guys were dealing with magic together, right? There was magic. You guys are receiving spiritual attacks at your relationship's foundation and structure, right? You could be married, like it doesn't matter, but you guys are receiving like all kind of like evil eye and just energy being thrown at you, right? So there's been, because you guys, yeah, motion. So you guys found ways around, uh, controlling this energy, right? Or mastering this energy, using this energy to your advantage, right? This passionate energy, this frustration and stuff like that, like just all of this energy, this tension here. This could have even strengthened you guys. Okay, so what was meant to tear you apart actually strengthened these relationships here. So there were attacks. These were divine partnerships, destined divine partnerships that were receiving all kind of attacks, man. Like from family, friends, strangers, co-workers, business partnerships, or whatever the case may be. Like receiving all type of like sneak slide shit, right? Because some of these attacks, they weren't like blatant attacks. A lot of these attacks were like underhanded and stuff like that, right? It was meant to catch them off guard. It was meant to enhance the shock value and this, that, and the third, right? Just to create more conflict and static within the partners, right? The divine partners. So it's talking about you guys, these, conflicts, right, actually strengthening y'all, strengthening your clarity about, how to protect your relationship and what to expect from your relationship, the kind of things, that people do, having an understanding about, magic and energy and frequency and, learning these things, right, renewing your mind as it pertains to how you perceive relationships, how you understand relationships, how you go about the relationship and protecting the relationship, right? Learning about energy clearing, adding like metaphysical practices and holistic practices to you guys' consumption, right, to your regimen and fitness or meditation and stuff like that, right? Adding these things to your home or on your vessel, or just feeding this to one another, right? So making efforts, natural efforts or known efforts that are divine and sacred, right? That are really good and nurture the soul, nurture and nourish the soul, right? Learning about these things and applying it, right, in order to enhance and alchemize whatever, stagnant energies or, some because you know it's like opposites attract too, so you guys are not exactly the same, and this is why you know you're like so like this is what strengthens the intensity of your soul mate partnership too, right? So you guys, you know, finding ways to alchemize this energy and actually use it to your advantage. Like, yeah, there may still be like, you know, some little disagreements here and there, but you find ways like to, you know, both of you guys want real love. Both of you guys want love. Both of you guys have experienced a path where, you know, you kind of, it's not that you didn't have real love there, but compared to the people around you, you feel like, you know, you were kind of in an energy of lack as it pertains to love, because you dealt with, you know, family that didn't like you, or it could have been like step family, you know, it could have been anything like that, but you dealt with shady energy from like other family members, and you know, you've actually, it's like you would intentionally, not, you know, intentionally for you, but you will witness other people and their families and stuff like that, and how they're living and how they get to grow up and whatever, right? Things that you desired, and it's not that you didn't have things, you know, that you were appreciative of and showed gratitude and that you were grateful for, right? But you still felt like you kind of got the short end of the stick in certain situations when it pertains to like receiving healthy, proper love, consistent love, right? Nourishing love, you know, love that actually, you know, helps you develop, positively develop, right? You know, not things that teach you destructive ways and manner, you know, of how to govern and conduct yourself or how to treat yourself, right? Like, you know, not feeding yourself, you know, not feeding yourself healthy things, or you know, even thinking twice about it, like about what you're putting in your body and stuff like that. So this is how both of you individuals are, right? And then this could even be like one of you may, you know, both of you guys can have, you know, very useful and essential information to offer to one another, right? But there could be one person who could be more inclined, like who could be more informatively inclined, or more, you know, spiritually inclined, right? Intellectually inclined. Like there's some type of like, you know, but it's a matter of you, it's like you guys coming together. It's like not only, you know, is that added strength to you, but it's added strength to them as well. So it's like it's still helping, it's helping spread like the energy of love and like, you know, yin yang, like, you know, balance yin yang energy like across the globe, right? Because that's, you know, that's ultimately, you know, what will really do us some justice, do us some good, right? As, you know, spiritual beings, you know, because there's a lot of hatred, you know, a lot of dark energy that's present, right? That's why we see, you know, we've been getting so much displays of like toxic shit, like just out of pure hatred and jealousy and ignorance and selfishness and just tyranny and envy and covetousness and greed and gluttony. And you know, we've seen so many displays, like even the emotional displays connected to it, whether that's through, you know, media, or you know, the people around us, or you know, these things have been intentionally highlighted to us, right? To try to create, you know, this energy, like this dominant perception in our minds to easily put us in an energy of fear or worry about our future, about the unknown, about our forward movement, right? About even the moments of where we think, you know, things are stagnant for us, where, you know, things are calm, you know, in your life. Like whatever place or stage, right, in your life, it puts you in the energy to overthink, and not just overthink, but think the worst, right? And you know, some of us, you know, it's not that you considering these things are altogether bad, low vibrational, or negative. Like it's good to, you know, try to imagine or try to see a situation, right? Try to foresee things from a 360 view, right? That's just you, you know, taking, you know, precaution and stuff like that, and wanting to be wise, right? You know, wanting to be, you know, wanting to be wise about your steps. So, but there's still, you know, a level with that, right? You know, there's a fine line with it that you basically you can kind of become excessive. Well, a lot of people tend to become excessive with this energy, right? And it's very weighty on the soul, right? It can create, you know, it can create like mental fog and disturbances, or like things that you, like your soul has a desire to focus on, like your vessel may struggle to focus on, right? So yeah. And what I just said about the calm too, right? The calm to the storms, the calm to, you know, the fights and stuff like that, right? So there's always like there's a promise of calmness that's going to come, you know, with every storm, right? So it's like choose your battles wisely, like choose your actions and your choices wisely whenever, you know, a storm occurs, right? It's like if a storm occurs like outside, like naturally by the weather, right, by mother nature, if a storm occurs, you're not gonna like keep driving as fast as you was driving on the road just because, oh, it's a long country road and not a lot of people be on this road, so I'm still going to drive the same speed even though it's a bad storm going on right now. It's like, no, like, you know, you need to chill out, you need to relax, you need to slow down, you need to pace yourself. Sometimes you may even have to pull over to, you know, let the rain like chill out some. So it's like just being adaptable, right? Having adaptability. So we learn these things like, you know, through whatever hangups or through whatever disappointments or unpleasant moments we encountered or experienced, right? Or the ones that we have yet to encounter. So, but you have a better way. It's like you're going to handle it better because you understand and anticipate now. Now, you know, or if you don't already have this mindset, you're needing to get in a mindset where you have an expectancy of a calmness after every storm. It doesn't matter the intensity or the degree of the storm, right? You expect a calmness to come. So instead of focusing, you know, or ruminating so much on like the storm and what might get destroyed or what might happen, or, you know, having anxiety around getting through it, you know, it's like work with it. Like work with it. What's the point of feeling like, oh, I should probably be doing all of this, that, and the third, and stressing out over that. But then there's a thunderstorm, and it's like you're risking your life now if you go out there to try to do whatever, you telling yourself you have to do because people, you know, it's like, don't do that to yourself. It's like, yeah, you know, you're put here, you know, for a divine cause, you know, to help people, bless people in whatever unique way that you know, choose, right? That's, you know, positive. But that doesn't mean that doesn't mean you overwork yourself. That doesn't mean you overburden yourself unnecessarily, right? So it's like you just have to be wise, and still keep love at the forefront of your goals, right? Love. Yes, you want communication. Yes, you want, you know, success in your business partnerships, or yes, you want success in or more success or more expansion in, you know, your creativity, your artistry. But always keep love at the forefront, right? Because it can be, you know, real easy to slip into, you know, all these projections that you're surrounded by, right? By people who are having some, you know, they're kind of on the other spectrum of this, right? They're still having, you know, they're still stuck in stagnant, you know, perceptions, you know, and they're more focused on like the war. They're more focused on the storm, right? Panicking about the storm. Oh, let me go and spend all this money on this and buy all this stuff, and then, you know, going off of what could possibly happen, right? Being fearing the unknown. And then the way that they see the unknown, they have a perception of discomfort, right? So it's very unbalanced, you know, like that distrust that you have with nature, right? Like you just feel like, I don't know, like you put in more trust in what, you know, a newscaster may say opposed to the actual divine, right? In the universe. So it's having another thing too, that's the problem, is just having little to no faith in like people's spirit, like in your own spiritual abilities, like to be able to manipulate weather, right? You know, we've grown up in an industrialized society, or, you know, with technology, is like, oh, like it's the bee's knees, right? So we're so used to feeling like, oh, it only takes technology, you know, to do these type of things, like basic, these different, you know, extremes of alchemy. Like it takes technology to do that. Okay, do you not have electricity running through your body as well? So what I was hearing too is that there needs to be some more studying. Keep studying, you know, always learn. Always learn. Same thing for me too, because I be feeling such a strong urge to like read, right? And I would like also feel a pull to like get up here and, you know, like try to, give myself and, try to help and, make sure I'm still like, doing my purpose, right? Doing my due diligence, like when it comes to my path and stuff like that, right? But that doesn't mean, you neglect, things that still like is a part of you, like it's a big part of you, right? The fact that you are, a learner, right? In order to be a teacher, you have to be a student, right? So remembering to remain a student, remain a student, remain teachable, right? So any, making that a priority, opposed to I'll get to it when I can. No, it's like you need to make it a priority, because this also like this also plays a huge part on like the expansion of your extension process and quantum leaping, like even like the depthness and the vividity of your dreams, right? The dream state. So it's like the more you expose yourself to, the more you can be exposed to, like in other dimensions of time, right? And reality. So needing to study more too. Needing to study more. This is something